Thank you very much, Juan. It has been very quick. We thank you very much for your contribution. As you all know, the speakers are talking both in English and Spanish. You all have your set of headphones. You can take them at the door and you can listen to both languages at the same time. I would like to introduce the two other speakers who are accompanying us today. The first speaker is Ms. Elodie Bossio. She is a reference for the Covenant of Mayors. There are many mayors here today, so it's going to be interesting for all of us. And afterwards, the next speaker will be Caroline Mitri, who is the Director of Projects of the Development Regional Agency of Wallonie-Picardy, and she's also talking about energy efficiency, of course, with renewable energies, and again she's talking about the 2020 target of the European Union. I would like directly to give the floor to Elodie Bossio, please.
Okay. Hi. So thank you very much, Partenalia, for inviting me today. I'm working with the Covenant of Mayors office in Brussels. The title of the session is the provinces the role of the provinces in the Covenant of Mayors, but I would like to stress out in general the role of local authorities in the fight against climate change and the opportunities in terms of local development, local jobs, and saving in public budget. I'm going to give you a bit of background on the initiative. So it's an EU initiative launched by the Commission in 2008, and our office was set up in 2009. So we are looking at 5 years of the covenant. Its aim is to really support the implementation of the EU 2020 goals, and we were not even close to thinking that we would have such a huge success in Europe. So right now we have 5,500 signatories committed, more than 1/3 of the EU population in Covenant City, more than 3,000 action plans submitted, and the most important of all is so these signatories, these cities all around Europe, they commit voluntarily to going beyond the EU goals, and on average we see cities that want to achieve more than 30% of CO2 emission reduction by 2020. But they are not alone in this fight, and that's actually my job. The cities are supported everywhere in Europe as well by provinces and regions, and also grouping of local authorities, urban communities, such as the one Caroline is working for. And so we have more than 143 provinces and regions committed and involved, and mostly in Spain and in Italy, so thank you very much. And not only, it's really at all territorial level, because you have 87 networks of local and regional authorities. It's EU networks, but it's also national, regional networks of local authorities. I checked about Partenalia, and 8 provinces are committed, and they're supporting more than 350 signatories. So I guess also in the network you have this experience, and you can exchange on this with your partners. I'm going to be very brief on the methodological framework offered by the Covenant, because I thought I had more time and it's quite long, so... So basically, the diagram is what a city should do after signing the Covenant. So actually, within 1 year, the city should produce what we call a baseline emission inventory. So it's just basically gathering all the energy data available at local level and on all possible sectors, such as buildings, transport, residential buildings as well, and also on the supply side, so the local energy supply and production. And this inventory is, let's say, the energy picture of a city. And then, based on that, the city needs to actually develop an action plan and with a set of detailed measures to explain and to write down how it is going to achieve the 20% emission reduction by 2020. So integrated approach, as many emission you can put in your inventory and your action, the better it is. So buildings, equipment and facilities, municipal buildings, residential buildings, tertiary buildings, transport, also like if possible waste, and the local energy supply. So we offer a set of tools and guidelines in several EU languages to actually help the signatories to do this work. And but it's not, I mean, you also have, every city, every village has also the possibility to adapt the methodology to its own context. We propose a framework for all European cities, so suitable to everyone, but it cannot actually suit the needs of every single city, so of course there is some flexibility. So, the main topic of the day, the role of the territorial coordinators, so the provinces and the region. So what is important to know is when it's actually an agreement signed by the province and the region with the European Commission. So the province of the region voluntarily commits as well to supporting the signatories, and it's to show the support and to show the support from the EU institution. The agreement is signed, is co-signed by the European Commission. So the territorial coordinators promote the initiative, of course, try to get more cities on board. Also try to involve as many local actors as possible, such as, of course, the citizens, but also energy agencies, the local businesses, the universities that could also help in the signatories. They provide technical support, organize working groups, they organize trainings, for example, with the local university. They adapt the methods and tools to the local context, and sometimes they provide templates already pre-filled for the cities, because it's quite a fair amount of work. So when you're starting from zero, it can be quite challenging, especially for a small village. So that's where, let's say, like the provinces and the region jump in to help. And then the most important, because it's always the most important, the money. They also provide financial support. But what I think is also like the most important thing is, if you have a province engaged and 50, 100 signatories, cities engaged, and the region, you have really an energy strategy at territorial level. So that is the most important thing. You have everyone fighting around the same goal and the same objectives. I have I have written down like some best practices, but I've just heard from the president of your province that this could be also best practice, the province of Valencia. I'm sorry he left because the province of Valencia hasn't signed, so I was actually hoping to make him sign today. But in your region, you have actually the province of Alicante, which is doing great. And they have this provincial energy saving plan. I think right now it's the 5th call for municipalities, and they finance investment to actually reduce the energy bills of municipalities. Reducing the energy bills means more money available at local level, and also local businesses involved in the works, because it means renovating schools, it means actually make people work in your territory. And for example, they decided that only municipalities that have signed the Covenant of Mayors could benefit from this help. Province of Turin in Italy, they are more focused on, for example, technical support with the energy data collection. They provided this data collection for all the 315 local authorities in the province. And while this is important, this technical support, at the same time, what was interesting in the example of Turin is like they were very engaged, and then with all this work, all the work they've done with the municipalities, they just succeeded EU to get EU project financed around the Covenant of Mayors. So it actually helps provinces to get sufficient number of projects to then go and apply to EU funding. Venice in Italy as well, they also worked on the technical support, adaptation of the CIAP guidelines, so the Sustainable Energy Action Plan guidelines, help them developing their energy action plan with the University of Venice. And sometimes it can be just, let's say, like simple measure, just having a phone help desk to support the cities. And also in Belgium, the province of Limburg launched a climate fund for citizens, so citizens can buy shares to invest in small renewable energy projects. So this means that they are actors of the economical development of their province or of their territory. And they say that in Belgium, 70,000 cooperative members in the whole Belgium managed to raise 100 million in recent years to develop small-sized renewable energy projects. So you don't need sometimes to go find money in EU. You just have to rely on your citizen. So I just wanted to list some of these funds and some of the provinces benefiting from these EU funds. What I wanted to stress out with this is that, as I was saying before, all this work done by the province, like collecting the energy data, helping the municipality, sometimes you have in front of you 50 municipalities with action plans, and you find out that these action plans contain measures that are similar everywhere. So it can be street lighting, it can be schools that need refurbishment, it can be like you could install a PV on the roofs of public buildings. And what happened is, for example, for province of Teramo, they just found out that, oh, all the villages have the same problem. They consume a huge amount of energy in street lighting. So with the data gathered, they actually understood there was a problem, and they applied to this fund and got money for the investment. And the other interesting point on this slide is like, so these two facilities are a facility to help the investment. One, Elena, is managed by the European Investment Bank, and it's is for a project of at least 50 million euros investment. That is a very big project. And this was launched exactly at the same time of the covenant to support the energy investment. But this was big. This was, as you see, like Milan is a big province, Barcelona as well. So it's maybe not suitable for, let's say, like more rural areas. So what was very interesting is like thanks to the success of the covenant, actually the Commission decided that there was other mechanisms needed for other local authorities in Europe. And so they launched other type of facility. This one has a strange name, so it's a Mobilizing Local Energy Investment. It was under the Intelligent Energy for Europe program, but is still now under the new Horizon 2020 program. I guess maybe Paola will present it later. And there is still a priority. And so there is still money available for, and this is for investment project of, I think it's 6 million euros, I think. What are the perspectives? So I go through these are more technical stuff. Okay, so 5 years of the Covenant of Mayors. It's a huge mobilization in 5 years. I mean, 5,400 cities in Europe. We were expecting maybe 150 cities per year. So we are far from that, and we're very happy. We have all these plans that are also used by the European Commission to actually develop their programs. So this is very good for us as well. You have more ambitious targets than the EU CO2 emission reduction targets. So you have 30% reduction by 2020. You have local authorities in Europe, even small villages, that find out that actually they can benefit from the EU, and it's not just like the bad EU and the Troika and all these bad people. You have some opportunities, and especially in this new programming period where energy efficiency and renewable energy is promoted and is in the structural funds, you have money to use on energy efficiency and renewable energy. And it has become the reference bottom-up initiative in energy and climate action in Europe, but we are spreading over the world. So we have now also like the Covenant of Mayors East and the Covenant of Mayors China, and we're going to take over the world. So it's really a huge success, and trust me, the European Commission is also taking into account like the results of this, and so I think it's really important for local authorities to join, and provinces and regions as well. And if you have more questions, I'm going to be here tonight, so I'm available for that.